Dear students, good morning. Today we are going to discuss about brake test on DC compound motor. In previous class, we have learned brake test on DC shunt motor. So here, in the brake test of DC compound motor, we know that compound motor, which is a long shunt type compound motor and short shunt type compound motor. So we are conducting on long shunt or short shunt. There are different characteristic and performance we have to observe in our laboratory. So now, first of all, I am going to discuss about the brake test on DC compound motor. This is a direct method of testing. A- Actually, a rope is wound round the pulley and its two ends attached to the two spring balances S1 and S2. When you enter in the machine laboratory, you are observing that DC compound motor. There is a rope is there which is mounted on the compound motor. So here this rope is wound around the pulley and the rope two ends are attached to the two spring balances are S1 and S2. When the tension on rope T1 and T2 can be adjusted with the help of swivels. Here when we are going to getting some values or when applying the load, there is a two swivels is there. By varying these swivels, we can adjust the speed load, then we will get the different speeds and load current. Therefore, the force acting tangentially on the pulley is equal to the difference between the reading of two spring balances. Power developed at the motor shaft, which is equivalent to P out. So, power output on the shaft, output power P out is equal to T into omega watts, torque into angular velocity. So that is, we know that formula when we are discussing the DC motor. Initially applying power, there is a air gap, rotor input, rotor output, mechanical power developed on the output. So when we are learn this one, you know that from that there is a power on the motor shaft is P out, the output power, which is equivalent to torque into angular velocity T into omega. So, but we know that what is torque? It is the product of force into radius of the pulley. Right here, shaft torque is equal to F into R Newton meter. We know that force is applied tangential to the pulley. There is a difference between the two spring balance, two tensions on the rope, that is T1 minus T2 kg into 9.8 R. There which is equivalent to T1 minus T2 into 1.5. That is a shaft torque on the shaft. Therefore, motor output P output is equal shaft torque into omega. So what is shaft torque? Here shaft torque is 1.5 T1 minus T2 into omega 2 pi n by 60. Therefore, motor output power P out is equal to 1.5 into T1 minus T2 into 2 pi n by 60. So here you can say and observe that brake drum, the brake drum diameter, brake drum radius. Once you want to the brake drum radius, R is equal to d by 2, that is the diameter of the brake drum. You can calculate the value of the radius in meters. And 1 kg weight is equal to 9.8 newtons. So these values you can substitute in the above equation, then you will get the power output. P output is equal to 1.5 into T1 minus T2 into 2 pi n by 60. By using this equation, you can calculate the output power of the motor. The total power input to the motor, we know that input power. So that is, in case of the DC compound motor, there is a series field is connected in with the with armature. Across this there is a shunt field. So here we want to the input power to the motor. So P in is equal power input to the field P in is equal to equation V of I of, that is a field voltage drop, VAIA, that is the power of the armature across. So total you will get input power of the motor P in is equal to VI. Therefore, percentage efficiency is equal to output power of the motor by input power of the motor into 100. We know that back EMF induced in the motor, that is EB is equal to K pi omega, whereas pi is equal to pi SS plus pi SC. We know that back EMF EB equation V minus IARA minus IARAC, because of there is a series field connected in with armature. Therefore, flux in the machine pi is equal to pi SS plus pi SC, and omega is equal to 1 by K pi SS plus pi SC into IA RE V minus IA RA plus RAC. This is the equation for angular velocity when we are calculating. So here total flux, that is net flux, pi is equal to pi SS plus pi SC. When we are considering separately excited motor, pi S is a constant. So EB is directly proportional to K pi omega. Therefore, flux pi is equal to the pi S is negligible. Only series flux is varying, increasing with respect to the armature current. So pi is proportional to pi SC. So we know that previously we have to learn in case of DC motors. So now you can learn the equations. The induced voltage in the armature EB is equal to V minus IARA minus ISC where V is applied voltage, IA is armature current, IS is series field current, RS is series field resistance. IS is equal to IA when we are considering the series field is connected in with the armature for long shunt compound motor or separately excited compound motor. VF is voltage to shunt field, IF is shunt field current. In a separately excited cumulatively compound motor, pi SS is constant and pi SC increases with increase in the load or armature current. The speed drops at a faster rate in a cumulative compound motor than in a shunt motor. So here you can listen. Actually we know that the torque equation TA is equal to K pi IA. So where the equation pi is equal to pi SS plus pi SC. The total or net flux pi is equal to pi SH plus pi SC. Pi is constant, pi SC increase with increase in IA. So when you are assuming, when you are considering, so TA is equal to K pi IA The net flux pi is equal to pi sh plus pi sc. Pi sh is constant. Pi sc increases with increase in Ia. Hence, Ta increases because of Ta is directly proportional to the flux. If pi sh is stronger than pi sc, then we will get the term armature torque versus armature current characteristics, speed versus torque characteristics, approach to the shunt motor characteristics. Here you have why the flux of the shunt field is stronger than flux of the series field. Then the approaches to the shunt motor characteristics at this condition. If the condition is reversed, means series flux is stronger than shunt field flux, the characteristics in this condition approaches to the series motor characteristics. So from the equation pi is equal to pi SH, pi SC, pi S means shunt field flux from of the shunt field. So when which is stronger, pi SC is weakened. In this condition, the characteristics of the torque versus armature current or speed versus torque characteristics, they can approach to the shunt motor characteristics. If it is reverse, series field series flux is stronger than shunt field flux. So here in this condition also we are understanding that armature torque and armature current characteristics and torque and speed characteristics, they can approach to the series motor characteristics. So these are important condition before we are learning practically doing the experiment on the brake test on DC compound motor. These conditions are most important to you. Next, so in a differential compound motor, so the previous one when we are considering cumulative compound, then we can consider shunt field flux and series field flux. When we are considering differential compound motor, the series flux oppose the shunt flux. In this condition, series flux is oppose the shunt flux. With increase in armature current, the net flux in the air gap decreases. Decreases means completely dead here. Thus, the motor speed increases slightly with the load. Hence, it can be designed to give a constant speed under all load conditions. This is we are observing when we are doing experiment practically in our laboratory. Okay. Brake test on DC component, all of you, you can observe that circuit diagram. So let us see the circuit diagram. From the circuit diagram, we learn here DC supply 230 volt, DPST switch, this is fuse, ammeter is connected with the line in series with the line which is having MC type 0 to 20 ampere. Across this V voltage is connected. The voltage range is 0 to 300 volt MC type, and there is a 3-point starter is connected. LAF, L is line, A means armature, F means field. So this is a 3-point starter. LAF, A which is connected to field, series field, armature A is connected to armature winding through the series field. F is a field which is connected to variable through series field. So variable in series, there is an ammeter which is connected, and by having the value 0 to 20 ampere MC type. So here and this is Coupled with this brake drum, there is a rope is connected and which is attached with the slip rings S1 and S2. There are two slip rings here connected. All of you observe that slip rings S1 and S2 is connected. So first of all, from the experiment, when you are completing all the connections from supply to the brake drum, you will note down the first rated values of the motor. Next, under no load condition, when you are applying supply, machine is rotated without applying the load. So at that condition, you will take all the readings. By adjusting the variable, you can adjust the value up to the rated value of the machine, 230 volts. Under this condition, you can note the readings of the line current IL, spring balances S1 and S2, speed at no load which is rotating, that is N in RPM, input power in watts, torque in newtons, output power in output per watts, percentage of efficiency. All these values are you can calculate. So here VL is the voltage, IL is the load current, S1, S2 is the spring values, speed Newton meter in watts, input power watts, torque in newtons. So these values are you can note down when you are conducting the load test, brake test on DC compound motor under no load condition. All these values are you can note. And next, by applying the load by using the swivels, you can vary the swivels. There is a load applied on the brake drum. With effect of that, there is a change in the speed we are observing, change in the current also we are observing, change in the field current we are observing, but there is a constant in the load voltage we are observing. All these values are you can note. Take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 readings. Calculate input power, torque, output power, efficiency. After calculating all these values, draw a characteristics. For that, we are going to learn some example. Take some values and you can calculate. See that some sample values. Sample calculations when machine is acting as a cumulative compounding. The voltage across the armature circuit is 220 volt. Voltage across the shunt field circuit is 221 volts. Current through the shunt field circuit 0.945 ampere, and you can consider armature current, that is IA, is equal to 3.5 ampere. This is our data you are calculated when you are doing your test on DC compound motor, and you can consider simple sample calculation under cumulative compounding machine. So here at that condition on cumulative compounding, machine is rotated at the speed n is equal to 1539 rpm. There is no tangential. T1 is equal to 0 kgs. But T2 is 1.8 kgs. So we are already learned for calculation of the total input power that the field circuit power input plus armature circuit input power you will take. That is V of IF plus VAIA, we can consider the values. Therefore input is equal to V of 221 into IF 0.945 plus 220 into 3.5. Input is equal to 978.85 watts. So you can consider shaft torque and you can calculate when you are calculating the total input of the machine. So you will also calculate the shaft torque. So we know the value of shaft torque. That is, we know the equation first of all for calculation of the shaft torque. TSS is equal to, there is a difference in tangential force into 1.5, that is T2 minus T1 into 1.5, but here T2 minus T1 is 1.8 minus 0, which is equivalent to 1.8 into 1.5. So that is 2.7 joules per radians. This is the value of shaft torque. Next you can calculate output power on the shaft. Then you can calculate output power on the shaft. So which is equivalent to 2.7 into 160.012. Therefore, output power on the shaft 432. Output power on the shaft is 432. The efficiency of the machine is 978.85, 432, which is equivalent to 44.1%. So here you can see that input power involves 978.85. That is, this value is given. We are calculating this value. Output on the shaft 438. Therefore, efficiency is equal output by input into 100 into 100. So which is equivalent to 44.1%. Therefore, induced DMF in the motor E is equal to 220 minus 3.5. E is equal to V minus I RA plus RAC. E is equal to 220 minus 3.5 into 1.6 plus 0.3 is equal to 213.35 volt. Therefore, K pi is equal to E by omega. So you can substitute E value and angular velocity. You can calculate this constant term 1.33 volts seconds per radians. This equivalent to K pi value. When the machine is acting under the differential compounding, the flux is opposed, two fluxes are opposed. The net flux in the air gap is deceased. Therefore, voltage across the armature circuit 220 volt, voltage across the shunt field circuit 221 volts, current through this shunt field circuit is 0.9 ampere. This data you will get by using this data, you can calculate the efficiency of the machine also. So this is when the DC compound motor work as differentially compounding machine. So here you can see that performance curves or characteristic curves of the DC compound motor when we are applying the brake test. Load current, efficiency, torque, speed, P is the voltage, output power in bhp, here we are considered. So here you can observe that first condition, speed versus output power. So this is the speed versus speed curve. Here P output power is 0. Then there is no output power means machine is rotating at a no load condition and which is having maximum speed. So this is the curve we are observing here. Here too this is stop. Gradually you are applying the load on the brake drum. Speed of the motor is reduced, slowly decreased. When this is decreased means speed is decreases with respect to the then output. Slowly output is increases, speed of the machine is decreased like this. Then you will get this curve. Next, torque of the machine. Output power versus torque. Here you can see that torque. Output power directly which is proportional to torque. So here you can see that gradually linearly it is increases from varying output power, there is a torque also varying, then you will get this curve. This is the torque versus output power. Next you can see that load current. So here you can see the load current. When you are applying the load on the brake drum, there is a load increase means speed is decreases. When speed decreases, there is a load current is increases. So you will get this is initially which is having some under no load condition. There is no output power, but load current which is having approximately 2 or 3 amperes. When you are applying the load on the brake drum, there is a load increases means speed of the machine is decreases with increase in the load current. So here output power is 0, load current is increased slowly. By increasing by increasing the output power, there is a slow increase in load current we have to observe in the curve. Next you can see that efficiency of the machine by conducting DC compound motor, you can note all the values S1, S2 and calculate input power and output power. Then you will calculate the efficiency of the machine. The efficiency shows with respect to their performance when you are done. So here you can see that efficiency which is proportional to the output power. So but there is a small variation we are observing with respect to the input power. With effect of this, so here you can see that this is output power. Initially there is no efficiency which is not shown in efficiency. because output is 0, efficiency is 0. When output power is increases by variation of the load current increases, output power increases, therefore the efficiency of the machine is also increased, like this curve, increases like this curve. Next, load current. So here we are explaining this. All these characteristics are show the performance of the DC compound motor. When which is differentially compound motor, when which is cumulative compound motor, then you will get the different characteristics. This is only for which is act as a compound motor. This characteristics will happen. If it is working as a cumulative compound motor, there are different characteristics. And if it is acting as a differential compound motor, there are different characteristics. When cumulative means shunt field flux and series field flux, they are additive. There is a change in the data we are observing by. And in case of the differential compound motor, there is opposing the flux direction also we are observing. Next session is squeeze. Here once again you can remember that we know that compound motor which is having series field and shunt field, when which is connected long shunt compound motor, when which is connected short shunt compound motor. Here we are going to discuss about and conducting the test on brake test on DC compound motor, means uh, long type compound motor you can take. So here according to circuit diagram, you can see given data from the circuit diagram, according to the procedure, you can follow that procedure and you can conduct the test. By observing the circuit diagram, as it is circuit diagram, then we give the connections. After completing the connection, you can follow the procedure. First of all, you can note the rated values of the DC compound motor. Then apply the load or supply, adjust the required value, and there is a rope which is fully loose, not tightly connected to the brake drum. And a rope is connected to slip rings to the swivels. Here swivels are connected by varying the loads. When which is connected to the brake drum, the rope is completely loose. Under this condition, the DC compound motor is working under no load condition. Then this complete data you can note. Second, when you can apply the load by using the swivels, you can note the values. Spring balances S1 and S2. Calculating, you can torque, output power, input power, efficiency of the machine. These are very essential one, and you can note for data all this data. You can draw the characteristics of DC compound motor. If you are running this DC compound motor with a cumulative compounding, you will get different data and characters. Draw the characteristics. If it is work on differentially compounded, also all these values you can note and you can draw the characteristics. Cumulative compounded characteristics are different, differentially compounded characteristics are different, compound motor characteristics are different when you are drawn, but they are follow the same condition, but variation in the cumulative and differential condition is the different. By changing the flux, in case of the cumulative compound we are considering, That is the total flux pi is equal to pi sh plus pi sc. Here, two series field and shunt field winding fluxes are added. When you are considering pi s is constant, flux pi sc only is considered. Therefore, torque is directly proportional to the increase in the flux of the series motor by increasing with armature current in case of the series motors. So this difference we are observing, and this differential when we are observing, you can conduct lab brake test on DC compound motor. You will note all these values I can write in the observation table, calculate the values, and you can draw their performance curves in the graph set. So this observation is the most essential to us. So next, I will going to ask some quiz questions. If you know the answer, you can answer it. Otherwise, I will answering this question. Quiz question. First one. Which of the following is the best braking method? Already we have learned there are different braking methods. Given from this ABCD, which one is the correct one? Which one is the best one? You can opt it. Correct answer. Right? You can choose this correct answer. So here, A friction, B electromechanical action, C eddy currents, D electrical braking. Question is, which of the following is the best braking method? All of you answer this question. Which one is the correct? Electric braking. D is the correct answer. Electric braking is correct answer. DC motor is still widely used in tractions due to its excellent braking properties. Widely used in tractions due to its excellent braking properties. A true, B false. Which one is the correct answer? Answer any one of them. Question 2 is DC motor is still widely used in a tractions due to its excellent braking properties. Which one is the correct answer? B. Yes, B is the correct answer. Next question is which of the following is not the method of electric braking? A. Plugging or counter current. B. Dynamic or eustatic. C. Regenerative. D. Eddy current. Which one is the correct answer? Choose any one of them correct answer from the given question. Which of the following is not the method of electric braking? Answer D is the correct. Which of the following is not the method of electric braking? Plugging or counter current. B. Dynamic or eustatic. C. Regenerative. D. Eddy current. D is the correct answer. Eddy current is correct answer. Next one is, which of the following is the plugging method of braking? A. Reversal of the field connections. B. Reversal of the armature connections. C. Addition of equal and opposite field. D. Removal of field circuit from current machine circuit. Which one is the correct answer? Once again, I am going to read this question. Which of the following is the plugging method of braking? A. Reversal of the field connections. B. Reversal of armature connections. C. Addition of equal and opposite field. D. Removal of field circuit from current machine circuit. So now I am going to stop this period. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about the related problems on braking system. Thank you all of you. Practice, conduct this test in your laboratory. Draw the performance characteristics and go through textbook, solve the related problems. Okay, thank you all of you.